Okay, so you've probably heard all the buzz, right? AI, supposedly taking over medicine, especially radiology. These warnings that AI is coming for radiologists' jobs. Today, we're going to cut through that noise. We'll really dive into how artificial intelligence is actually changing things in radiology based on, what the experts and recent reports are showing.
Exactly. Our mission here is to kind of unpack those big headlines, show you what's really happening, the surprising stuff, and figure out what this tech shift means for healthcare, for patient care. It's basically your shortcut to getting properly informed.
Right. So let's unpack one specific example that got a lot of attention. An article in The Verge. First autonomous X-ray analyzing AI is cleared in the European Union. I mean, that sounds like AI is just reading chest X-rays now, doesn't it?
It does sound like that, and it definitely fed that whole AI is taking over idea. But, the full story is more nuanced. This tool, ChestLink, it does scan the X-rays, yes, but its main job, identifying the scans that are totally healthy. And it generates reports for those.
Ah, okay. So what happens if it sees something unusual?
Anything flagged, any potential issue gets sent straight to a human radiologist. No exceptions. It's not making the diagnosis on the tricky ones.
Okay, that makes more sense. So why do this then? What's the actual problem it's trying to solve?
Well, it's tackling some huge systemic issues. There's a global shortage of radiologists. Something like 2/3 of the world doesn't have adequate access.
Wow, 2/3.
Yeah, and even in developed countries, departments are often understaffed, maybe by a third. Plus, the demand for scans keeps climbing, like 5 to 10% every single year.
So the workload is just immense.
Exactly. And if maybe 80% of chest X-rays are actually normal, this AI can handle that bulk screening work. It frees up the radiologists to focus their expertise on the complex cases, the ones that really need a human eye.
So it's more about enhancing their work, making things more efficient, not replacing them.
Precisely. Right now, AI applications are almost all about enhancement and efficiency. Assistance, not substitution. That's a key takeaway currently.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I think, because AI is already doing things like automating workflows, right? Prioritizing urgent cases from the ER.
Yes, that's a big one. And helping compare new scans with old ones for things like cancer staging. Tasks that are important, but let's be honest, pretty tedious. AI can make that much faster.
And I read about tools like Rad AI that even help draft the reports, learning how a specific radiologist writes.
That's right. It learns their style, their phrasing. Think about the time saved there. And it's not just imaging analysis either. AI is improving the patient-doctor side too, like creating medical notes just from recorded conversations with consent, obviously. That cuts down documentation time massively.
That administrative burden is huge for doctors.
It really is. Plus, AI is used for risk stratification, predicting if a patient is likely to develop severe sepsis, for example. It gives clinicians these critical early warnings.
And the potential impact on actual treatments, like using AI to map liver tumors really precisely for targeted therapy. That sounds incredible.
Or augmenting a surgeon's view, maybe with AR goggles, showing computer-generated images right onto the patient, helping reduce the chances they need a second operation.
There was that one example too, wasn't there? AI spotting a tiny speck on a mammogram that a human missed, which later turned out to be early breast cancer.
Exactly. These highlight the potential for earlier, maybe even better, detection. It's powerful stuff.
But it can't all be smooth sailing. These examples sound great, but what about the tricky parts, like liability?
Yes. That's a huge question. If the AI makes a mistake, who is responsible? Radiologists are understandably worried about this. Most AI companies aren't exactly jumping to take on that liability, which could mean the radiologist feels they have to double-check everything the AI does.
Which completely defeats the purpose of saving time.
It potentially could, yes. And then there's patient trust. How do you as a patient feel about an algorithm reading your scan? We've had AI for things like EKG analysis for decades, and it's still not perfect. Human oversight is crucial.
Right, it's not always straightforward.
Especially in complex areas. AI might be great with something consistent like the brain, but the abdomen, so much variation.
Yeah.
For critical procedures there, you still absolutely need that human expert making the calls. The tech is also quite fragmented, lots of specific tools, not one big solution.
So despite all the hype in the headlines, the expert view seems pretty clear. AI isn't replacing radiologists. Not soon, anyway. The critical thinking, the adaptability, that's human.
You could argue radiologists are safer than, say, cashiers in the short term. The real value of AI here is managing that insane volume of images, helping fight burnout. It lets radiologists focus where their skills are most needed, the complex, the nuanced, the unexpected. It's about making doctors better, more focused.
So the takeaway really is AI won't replace doctors, but maybe doctors who use AI will eventually replace those who don't. It's a tool to embrace. Okay, so we've seen AI as less of a job stealer, more like a really powerful assistant, right? Designed to boost human skills and tackle these big healthcare challenges.
Yeah, it points towards a future where tech and human expertise work together, hopefully improving patient outcomes and making life a bit easier for medical professionals.
Which leaves us with a thought for you to consider. As AI gets more woven into healthcare, what new questions, ethical or practical, pop up for you as a patient? Something to think about until our next deep dive.